What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Zillicoah Beer Company, and they are out of Woodfin, North Carolina, and this is their Citrine Dream. So they're calling this one a Hoppy Farmhouse Ale with Brett, aka Brettanomyces. It comes in at 3.9% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is approximately 4 months old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a very good friend of mine and a fellow beer tuber, Keith, over at 93 Lumber, 93 spelled out, for hooking me up with some. So big thanks to him for this beer. In the description box, I'll post a link to his channel. And Keith is just a very chill and calm, super generous individual, and go check out his channel. I love Keith. I love Keith. He's every time I hang out with him, such a good time. And the last time we hung out was a couple weeks ago at 2022 BeerTuber Palooza, and he sent me home with a mixed 4-pack of goodies. I think there were a couple beers from North Carolina, because I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, he went to I believe it was a session beer festival in NC, and he brought back some goodies. So he spread the wealth, and I was a recipient of a couple cans. So I have heard of Zillicoah. I know they do like a lot of open fermentation, like wild ale beers, but I've never had anything from them. And I heard nothing about this one until I saw it, and I was like, this is awesome. So they have generic tasting notes on the back. It says dank, tropical, and dry. They actually have all the ingredients listed. It says for the grist, they're using barley malt, wheat, rye, oats. For hops, Strata and Mosaic hops. Open fermented, 100% re-fermented in this can. And yeah, it's a beer with Brett, 3.9%, Hoppy Farmhouse Ale. Sign me up. Using the Allagash glass because, honestly, I just felt like it. A nice session beer. And I know Keith loves his session beer, so we'll give this a proper pour here. Oh, it's fizzing away like soda. Something like that. Generate a nice, decent head there. Beautiful. Beautiful pour. Wow, that beer glass is super fucking dirty, despite the fact that I washed this a couple hours ago. Well, not a couple hours ago, like an hour ago. Anyway, despite the hashtag Dirty Glass Mafia, we got, I don't know how this is going to look on camera. In person, this honestly looks like lemonade. It is that vibrant of a lemon color. It's like a straw lemon, but super vibrant at the bottom. This looks like straight lemonade. As it goes up, maybe turns into like a little bit more of like a lighter orange juice, but I'm telling you right now, it's vibrant. Had about a finger of a bright white, soap sudsy looking head, super hazy. Can't see through it. Almost looks like a New England style beer of some sort. But yeah, that looks beautiful. Let's get a nose. Oh, that smells delightful. So what did they say? Dank, tropical, and dry. I'm getting huge citrus notes on this one. Like zippy lemon, lime, orange, grapefruit. Very zesty. And then that funk from that Brett, definitely here. There's a perceived tartness I'm getting in the aroma as well. A little bit of like an oak tannin thing. It says open fermented. I don't know if they're doing it in like any kind of oak or if it's like stainless steel, but it has like a little like an oak tannin thing going on. They say dank. Maybe I could see it a little bit, maybe from the Mosaic. There's a nice like bright tangerine kind of peachy nectarine thing going on as well. Yeah, that funk is very nice. It's playing well with the citrus and a little bit of that stone fruit. Yeah, so this smells to me, so at the ABV, if this was a brewery's table beer and it was meant, to share at a table and it came in like a big 750 or, whatever, this would be what I would enjoy, at least from the nose. It has a nice citrus, stone fruity kind of fruit character to it. There's that funk there. It smells like it's going to be dry and effervescent. It's going to be spritzy on the palate. It's going to have more flavor than a typical table beer has, at least of the ones I've had. But they're meant to be drinking, but I think this would be one of those drinking at the table type of beers, sharing, but with a little bit more flavor. Anyway, we'll see. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Keith. Wow. The taste is way more funky than the nose. It just did a 180. Like the funk was maybe like the third or fourth character in the nose. Citrus, stone fruits, little bit of like I said, a perceived tartness, and then there was the funkiness. In the taste, funky all day long. I'm gonna say for a 3.9% beer, the body's kind of surprising. It's like lower side of medium, almost approaching medium. It has a thinness to it, but it's not watery. It's not like you're gonna drink this, it's super watery. You want it to be light and refreshing and crushable, right? But the body's a little bit bigger than that, and I think I appreciate it. The mouthfeel, it's not as over the top with the carbonation as I thought it would be a lot of times with these beers. It does have a nice spritzy kind of moderate carbonation to it, but the back of the palate really smooth, and just it's so smooth on the back of the palate, almost has a slight creaminess to it, but it's more smooth than anything. But the taste, that funkiness is omnipresent all over my palate. I took that first sip, and like I said, it kind of shocked me because I was thinking I'd be hit with like waves of citrus, stone fruit, maybe even some tropical. And then the funkiness would be like an underlying kind of like tertiary character, or maybe just something that's omnipresent, but like underlying. This is omnipresent, but like predominant note, which is rare for me to get. When I say a beer has a flavor note that's omnipresent, usually it means I get it everywhere, but it's never steps in the way. This one is definitely just dominating. But I'm getting a little bit of that citrus. To me, it's like an underripened like citrus fruit, underripened stone fruits, like close to the core of a peach, like a peach pit, but like an underripened peach. That's kind of at the front of the palate. I would say more peach than citrus. Now as I keep on tasting it, as it passes through, the funkiness ramps up a little bit, and then on the back of the tongue, on the finish, this is almost full on dry, and it has like an oak tannin kind of essence to it. I don't know if it is oak tannins, but it just has a real big dryness. No bitterness to speak of. There's even like a touch of vanilla going on. A very slight touch of vanilla. I'm trying to see if I can pick out. There's a floral character to this too. I think the funkiness has more of like a floral-esque kind of character. It has that barnyard funk, right, to some degree, but to me it's more like a floral-esque kind of funkiness. It's mildly tart, slightly acidic on the back of the palate, but that's not like anything that's really there. I mean, this is really solid. I enjoy this one. I wish the nose would have carried over, if we're being 100% honest, because I think the nose was more in my wheelhouse, where you get the citrus and the stone fruit, and then you'll get the funkiness here. The funkiness dominates. And while I always appreciate good funky beer, especially from Brett, I feel like when they're the predominant note and they're the most noticeable character, for me, it gets kind of lost a little bit of the rest of the beer, and that's kind of what's happening here, but I still enjoy this. I just love the drinkability of it because it's 3.9%. Like, the funkiness is not too much where I'm not going to be able to finish that can or anything. I don't think I want another can done when I'm done with it. Yeah, it's just really nice. It's a really nice, well put together beer, but I wouldn't go nuts over it. But I was really happy to try it out. So huge thanks to Keith for this one. So take one more sip and then we'll lock in a score. Citrine Dream from Zillicoah. First beer from them. And it's a real nice, solid, sessionable Hoppy Farmhouse beer. And the appropriate rating I'll give this is a high 3.75. I'll go 3.85. Almost gets a low 4. I think if I got a little bit more of that citrus and that stone fruit, this would definitely be in the low 4 or maybe even a 4 range. But for me, it falls a little short. That said, I will drink the rest of this and have no problems with it. So, price and availability. I have no idea with availability. I don't even know if Keith knows. I know Keith obviously got some beers from them, but anybody in North Carolina, does Zillicoah make it, in and around, say, the bigger areas in North Carolina? Do they get decent distribution, or is it brewery only? And then price point, I did check their website just to see. This was $16 a 4-pack. Now, 3.9% beer, $16 a 4-pack. You're talking $4 a can. But taking into account, it is a Hoppy Farmhouse Ale. They're brewing it with Brett, open fermentation, the whole 9. So would I pay that again for this beer? Well, I didn't pay for it in the first place because of Keith. But if I paid $4 for this can or $60 for a 4-pack, I would not repurchase this one. I think it's a little bit too much for what I'm getting. But I would not fault somebody for grabbing this if they wanted to try it, or if they love this beer. Obviously, $16 a 4-pack is not a premium price to pay for beer nowadays. Premium price to pay for beer nowadays is like 20 plus a 4-pack, no matter the style. There's a lot of beers out there that are overpriced. It's in the eye of the beholder, I always say. So not too bad on the price, but for me, I don't think I'd repurchase it. So thanks to Keith once again for this beer. Go check out his channel. Go check out Keith. Like I said, very cool, calm, collective, just chill individual. Gets started on some rants, maybe not, but only once in a while. And I can't thank him enough for this beer. I have a couple other beers from him, some cool beers. I have a Rauchbier from, was it another North Carolina brewery? Yeah. There's a Rauchbier I got, and then there's like a rustic spelt lager, and there's one other beer and I forget. He actually gave me 5. He gave me another one that was like a spruce tip beer, but it was like over a year old, and I'm just going to drink that off camera. So again, huge thanks to Keith. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. If you've had this beer or anything from Zillicoah, post in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. 3.9%. You can't taste it. You're not supposed to. And that's how it goes. To the next one. Cheers.